Hey guys, how's it going? Man, what a week is going to be, and it starts with Final Fantasy XVI media previews. Woo! Let's get into it. All right, so we're basically thank you to Gematsu for all these excellent videos with like everything in terms of the little bits of the beginning of the game and many other things. So we're just gonna watch all these in order, and then I'm just gonna analyze each one from there, and let's have a good time. All right.
Well, if you're not cut out to be a shield, there's always work for you in the stables. Unless, of course, you think you can defend your master while sat on your arse in a puddle of pig swill.
I'm sure he'd find a way. My brother always looks after me. Right?
Go on. You're sure to hit him eventually.
Don't give up now.
Torgal.
Two arms, then. It wouldn't do to disappoint the gallery.
All right, so not much to go off here. Pretty much, this is like the beginning of the game. It seems that so what I'm thinking is that either what's gonna happen is we're gonna start off with Clive in his 20s, and then if you know that one part in the state of play where he's sliding down and then the dude gets crushed by the rock, you see that he kind of just falls over, and what I'm thinking that he gets knocked out, and then we go into him in his teens. That's kind of the transition there. Um, I'm kind of seeing where that might happen, but then there's also this other cutscene that we're about to see probably where it kind of changes all that. my whole kind of sequence in a way. So let's go on to the next one. So this one shows off like the lore. So in this one, pretty much during cutscenes, you can actually look up like people who are talking currently. So let's say, for example, it's Benedicta and Clive. You'll be able to pull up Benedicta pretty much, and it'll give you a brief description of who she is, or whoever whoever the character is at the moment. And it's pretty neat. I gotta say, it's a nice way to make it to where, like, if people don't really understand a certain character and they're like, who's this, you know you can just check it mid cutscene, and it's actually a pretty unique tool, like during this. It reminds me a little bit of Xenoblade Affinity, if you think about it. So with Xenoblade Affinities, you basically had it to where like you had this whole chart of NPCs. Oh wow, look at that! It even brings up the location. It's actually pretty cool. All right, so next, the fight with the Morble. Let me see, it was probably a little too loud. Yeah, so from what people have stated, you pretty much don't have much in the beginning. Of course, you only have like Phoenix because Joshua, but it makes sense. It's pretty simple in the beginning, but it's basically a nice tutorial in terms of, oh hey, this is how the combat system works, so on and so forth. I didn't dodge there. All right, not bad, not bad. Why'd I go back to HD? Oh, right. Some videos are 1080. Yeah, so this one's about goats, goats, whatever. I'm just gonna say goats, and Yeah, pretty much just a little side quest.
Goots, was it? Perhaps you can help.
Oh, Goots. Okay.
Sid asked me to make ready for our mission. How does one go about that here?
Well, there's old Nan's place.
Yeah, it's pretty much like a softy, big, jolly, you know, giant kind of character.
A blacksmith. To the forge it is then.
Oh wait, no, hold up. You'll be needing this. Blackthorn won't take no notice of you otherwise. Might not anyway.
Okay. I believe the next video is a blacksmith one. Yeah.
Are you Blackthorn?
What if I am? I've no time for idle chatter. I'll do what I can, as a favor to Goot's mind.
Yeah, this is pretty much the upgrading for your weapons and everything.
And the belt, Caesar Square. You want anything else, you bring your own materials.
I'll bear that in mind. Thank you.
Another fine day.
Yeah, I think these are just NPC
Do
chats.
many of the bearers who come here arrive in this state?
It's no easy thing, casting off your chains. By the time most pluck up the courage, they're already too far gone. These two here are the lucky ones. The name's Otto. You need anything? You ask me.
Well, Otto, I do need some supplies.
Do you now? Then Lady Karen over there will be more than happy to help you.
Right.
This is Karen.
I need supplies for my journey to Lostwing. Otto said you could provide them.
What's that? Does the newcomer think it proper to make demands of a poor old matron before even introducing himself?
Listen, I honestly think the name suits her well, very well. It's like her name's Karen, and then you just have to make her act like one. Of course, she's not like full on where she's like, oh, let me see your manager or something like that, right?
It's Clive.
Well, Clive, I hear that dog is yours. Since he followed Sid home one night, I've seen to it that his chin's rubbed and his belly fed. Though I suppose that's your job now. Unless you lose him again.
I won't. Not again. Thank you for watching him.
So, were you going to buy something? What? You didn't think I'd shower your lordship with my hard-won wares while you swagger about with a pocket full of gil? Life doesn't work that way, lad. Now, let's see some coin.
It's pretty much the shop. Her name is actually spelled Charons. I feel like I'm hearing Karen when they say it, but it's probably actually Charon or Charon. It's just like they're saying like a K though. I don't know if they're pronouncing it as a K though. I'm just gonna say Karen to be honest. Yeah, broadsword.
Rubbing me blind, you know.
That's all.
Why, you've barely a guiltier name.
Torgal.
Taking his side now. And after all I've done for you. All right. All right, I can make an exception. But just this once, mind. My stores are getting cluttered and I need to make room for the next shipment.
Thank you.
Thank me? Thank your dog.
He's a good boy. The good boy. Next one's like basically orchestrion. I like that they brought. They basically brought like minstrel from Final Fantasy XIV, and so for those of you that don't know, in 14, basically, when you get like a EX fight or like a basically a harder version of a fight, he kind of does. Of course, there's no dialogue. It's pretty much you have to read the song, right? So he kind of sings for you like a tale of, because all the ultimate fights or harder fights, all those are basically like make believe, like, oh, if this would happen or if this would happen, basically like those kind of fights. It's made up, but they're hard and you get a great reward from them. Now this I'm like, wow, they brought it from 14 and it's literally HD like crazy. They put more texture. I think they put even more detail. It's kind of different in a way, because the colors are not that because usually it's like a brighter like goldish like yellow or something like that for this part. But yeah, pretty much like they brought the orchestrion roll here, which is cool. And you can actually set the music in the background for this place, which is really cool. I like that they brought that idea. Where the heart is. Honestly, would only have here the overworld theme. That's the one I would do.
You alright?
Never better.
Yep, this is where we get the 4K footage now, because we're out on the field. Doggo.
That there is a fine hound. Soon took to hunting. Fearless as you like.
It's good to have you back, Torgal.
Oh.
Now, we don't want to be caught in the forest after nightfall.
I suppose not.
Maybe they're friendly like Tom.
All right, here we go.
Or maybe they're not.
Keep your distance, boy.
Yeah, Phoenix is really good for, I would say, crowd control in a way, but I'm seeing more of like probably a mix of like Bahamut doing that as well. I love that right there. I love it. I love it. Hold on, let me rewind it again. So if you saw right there, here, I'm gonna put it down a bit. Let's mute that so we don't get the distorted music. So what he does here, if this is it, no, not that one. Okay, a little bit back. So you see how he just jumps again. So that in Devil May Cry, it's called enemy step. So you're able to like ascend one more time while attacking an enemy. If you want another term, I would say it's kind of like footstooling in Smash Brothers, where you jump off of your opponent's head and you basically get like an extra jump. So that's really cool. And actually somebody found that out during the media tour where and Yoshi P was apparently watching them, where dude was doing the enemy step and was doing like extended air combos and stuff. Like, it was pretty cool. Yep. And then like these animations are amazing. They're so good. Yep, go straight down, do a fireball, teleport with Phoenix Shift. Like the finishers so far from what I've seen from the finishers, they're really cool. and he has like simple ones where it's just like a kick, and he has another one where it's like of course like this where he stabs with the sword. There's many others as well. Kind of just don't have them in my mind right now, but they're really cool, to be honest, I gotta say. See what he does here. Phoenix shift again. Yep. What is that? What was that called? Yeah, Phoenix Rising Flames. Okay. Yeah, Rising Flames, basically a launcher. So, I actually saw in the talent upgrades where if you upgrade this talent more, like the first time, it's not gonna do pretty much like this whole kind of flame animation afterwards. You would have to actually upgrade it to do even more of like a flame stagger on your enemy, which is pretty cool. Switch this back. This looks beautiful. Like just look at all the vegetation. Look at all that. That's awesome. Like there's just so much around here. Like this is something I would see in a UE5 demo. And this is just great. Like who would have thought, to be honest? Like now this is what I call actual like current gen stuff, which is having a bunch of vegetation, basically like a lot of things on the screen at once. And yeah, it's really good.
Let's try and stay out of its path.
Like look at that. It's all this grass, and then you see over here there's just more, and the vegetation on the tree trunks, on the rocks, you have moss. Even the dirt is like textured. It's awesome.
Remember when I said they'd be deadly beasts? Well, the shrubs in these parts aren't much better.
And you only think to mention this now. Keep your distance, boy.
Yeah, there's the kick.
It's over.
Yeah, there's the other one. Yeah, that's the one from the one of the trailers. Ooh, that was actually a pretty cool finisher. Let me see that again. He lifts with the sword and comes back down. Duh. Like a nice, clean, strong cut. That is awesome. That is definitely great. Love the level up system. Let me move my camera because I realize that I'm kind of covering the other part where your potions are. That beast actually looks really cool. We're gonna see him again. That's actually Fafnir, if I am correct. That's cool. Damn, look at that water.
Follow her upstream and we'll be in Lost Wing in no time.
In no time. Right.
That looks really nice. Look at the texture work on this dude. Look at the texture work on this monster, bro. That is great.
That sword sharp.
You'd better hope so.
This shouldn't take too long.
So much for your shortcut.
Still short, just not quite as quick. But it'll be a damn sight quicker if you help me.
My thoughts exactly. Distance one. Sick on toggle.
Oh shoot! This is what is it? I forgot the name of that monster in Monster Hunter, but it basically it would do the same thing where it would have like the area where it would even ramp off, and because it spins like a ball. It's fucking cool. Ooh, that was a clean parry. And now we're gonna see the environment, which stand. Look at all that greenery, man. Wow. The music too, like the music is what gets me a lot. That piano is so good. No, wait, not piano. That's a harp. God damn it. I don't know why they sound similar to me. Violin working.
They never finished building the bridge then.
After what happened at Phoenix Gate, it didn't seem the highest priority.
Sorry if I'm yawning a lot. I just ate and now my body's like, itis.
Oi, stop and give...
Oi.
Here, you couldn't give me an hand, could you? Typical. A bloody bearer. Just when I thought my luck had changed. Still, better a crumb of crystal than an empty hand, I suppose. Though it pains me to use another man's branded. Here, you understand me, don't you? I need your help. These blasted birds must have caught a whiff of my cargo, and now they've got me.
So pretty much you can see where how the branded so basically the tattoo that Clive has on his face, you can pretty much see like how they're treated. They're basically slaves, and you can see that like they're kind of treated that way. What it goes by, it seems, is that like, you know, you have your master, but like you can just, I guess, go somewhere, if anything. Like I guess you can walk around unless you're like out there on a mission for it. The thing about the branded tattoo though is, you see, I've always wondered since they've shown it if it has any magical properties. So what I mean by that is, like, oh, if I do something wrong, right, and I'm a branded, do I get like punished or something? Like, does it inflict pain? Does it like do anything like that? Which, you know, I don't think is the case, because Clive would be in pain right now, to be honest. Because you know he's kind of out here doing whatever. So yeah.
Me surrounded.
But this was basically like a side quest.
I've got something special needs delivering before the rest, but I dare not leave my cart untended. You couldn't run it up to Martha's Rest for me, could you? Needs to get there quick, mind.
Fine.
That's the spirit. All right. Here. You hand that to the stable master and no one else. I'm owed a little something for it. If he gives it to you, pass it along to your master by way of thanks. Be off with you then, and don't go taking any detours on the way.
Yeah, they really treat you like something. Another overview.
Company.
It just looks beautiful. Like the green is really popping out. I would say the only thing that's kind of disappointing is that you can't really swim, right? So if there's water in your way or something like that, you actually would have to go around and find another way to wherever it is you want to go. That's kind of like the only thing so far that I'm just like, why didn't they just add a little bit of swimming or something, you know? It wouldn't hurt to have Clive doing that. Now we're seeing more of the combat. He also has Garuda, so that was a great air dodge. I love that there's always like an after image as well. Whenever he dodges, there's always an after image. Yeah, like right there. He's like right in front of that Bighorn's face. Garuda is probably going to be one of my favorites in terms of using using her abilities. Like, it's going to be amazing. I just love how fast they are. Of course, they're like weak, but they're great for doing like good enemy staggers. I would say it's better for like smaller enemies, of course. I love that. Let's go back. Oh man, that's so good. I love that you get like a little bit more air time. That was cool. That was cool. You see how Jill went into the same time as Clive? Oh, sick. That's a real tricky one there, because you don't know when he's gonna jump. I just love it. I would actually, what I would do there is when I get that little bit extra airtime with Garuda's, I guess it's like a leap. What is that called? Wicked Wheel. Yeah, when I use a Wicked Wheel to get more airtime, I would actually go straight into Phoenix, and that way just do a shift. That's cool that you can use it like that, like a dodge tool. Pull him in. Staggered again. Good finish. I can't wait till you like get everything and it's just mayhem all over. Now, the interesting thing about this, right? We have not seen this enemy since the first trailer. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this big guy here, the Gigas, that's his name, the Gigas Goblin or something like that. But this guy we have not seen since the first trailer. So I'm like, oh my god, finally we get to see this enemy again, at least. That was such a great pull. Finish off the small fry first. Ooh! That's good. Sorry. You see what he did there again? He did the enemy step. It was like clear as day. Gonna jump. Yep. Oh man, that's so good. Woo! Bring him down. I love that move. Ever since the first time I saw the claw like takedown in the first trailer, always loved it. Damn, I like that. It's like he has a fire hammer of some sort, or like a great sword. Oh. Are you staggered there? It's pretty cool. So just look at this from this angle. Like just the environment. Like, well, I'm gonna go back to where it's like a lot less fuzzy. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is beautiful. You have like this tall tower, some cabin, and then like you have all this nice greenery, some water, mountain ranges, all while you're fighting.
I'm glad you're here.
Damn, that this enemy look ugly as fuck though.
Keep your distance, boy. Give them all you've got, boy. Too slow. Not this time. Too slow. Not this time.
I'm not gonna lie, I would actually like parry each one if I could. Yeah, bring him down. Yeah, you can tell that's not fully leveled yet. Woo. That Phoenix, the Rising Flame is so good. Oh wow, the goblin, they're basically dead, but they don't disappear. That goblin's been sitting there for like the whole fight. That's crazy. This is against scorpions. I love how Torgal is utilized. Watch. I think he's gonna do it here. Oh no, wrong angle. Oh, right here. Ooh. Yeah, that was awesome. Look at that, bruh. I love it. He pushed them back, pushed the scorpion back. Torgal kept the scorpion in the air with the fire spin, and then there he goes, continuing on with the combo. Like it's so good. And then he continues it even more, getting more air. Enemy step. He lifts him up again, motherfucker. Lifts him up again. And it's just like, I'm not done. Finally slams him and then fire. My goodness, this is beauty right here. I love combos like this. I love it. That's why Torgal is the best dog ever. Man, dude. That was beautiful. I need to see that again. Enemy step. Up, down. Bring him up in the air again. Down. Fire. And then charge in. That's the stuff right there. And just now look. This is only with Phoenix and Garuda. We don't even have the rest yet. Just think about it.
But I found these results on search.
What? Sorry, my Google went off. But yeah, wow. I am really impressive in terms of like the work that they did to just make this combat look as smooth as possible and possibly feel as smooth. We're supposed to be getting a demo real soon on this. I don't know if it's gonna be probably this exact area. And I love that they taken the playbook from every other place where. So that's the one thing I hate about God of War, is when you defeat an enemy, or like any type of game that does this, you defeat an enemy and you gotta go pick it up, pick up the other thing, pick up the other thing, pick up the other thing, and it's just like, why not just have it collect to you? Xenoblade did that. I believe, no, not Tales, but I'm glad that they're doing this as well with the item pickups. It's really nice to see. Good boy. Oh, I'm gonna pet the dog. That's it. It's game of the year. It's over. It's done. Zelda, you can't even pet the dog in there. You can't pet the dog in Tears of the Kingdom. It's over. Yep, and then that's everything. In terms of the like new gameplay footage, man, what a decent amount of footage. Honestly, we get 2 battle sequences, and then we get 2 environmental ones, some NPC talk, and a level, and then like a cutscene of a. Actually, did we get the prologue here? I don't think the prologue's here. Oh, let me see. Let me go to Gematsu. Wrong one. No, Training Grounds. That's it. Yeah. There's like a prologue one as well. Let me switch it up. I guess just it's Final Fantasy 16 and then filter it. Where is it? Today. I why is it that every single person needs to do this whole thumbnail thing of like oversaturating the image and then putting like the logo. I'm surprised he didn't put the 4K UHD and all that stuff, but they always do that. Let's see here. We can look at some impressions as well, but I just want to get that one cutscene. I think if I just type in prologue. Ah, there it is. Yep, at the fire. And there's just this war. Bless me. It's so bloody. Look at that. It's like it just the moment it touched, it made contact. It's like it just melts you like lava. It's like your body's just gone. It might not be the case, but that's what it looks like. Like, jeez, man. Wow. This right here. So, this is actually pretty nice. In terms of just seeing how they use magic just so casually like that. Like, oh, dude needs a drink. Let me get the water crystal real quick. Water. Ah. Like that's it. If you need to create fire, you get a fire. If you want some air conditioning, I guess you get the wind. Like they managed to I guess use the because if you think about it this way, you ever notice how like in like Naruto, right? In Naruto you basically would have what was it? In Naruto you would have people like do water style jutsus, and yet like it would just like spit out of their mouth when technically it's chakra in the form of water. So I'm just like, if you're thirsty, wouldn't just doing a whole... Because if you notice in some of the fights, the water actually stays there for a bit, right? Unless the opponent's dead or knocked out or something like that. I kind of find it's the same concept. Where it's just like, oh, using magic to oh man, I'm thirsty. It's like if Sora was stuck in Agrabah again and just stuck in the middle of the desert, Then, oh man, I'm thirsty. Water. I got some MP water, and then there you go. Like I never kind of seen I never seen that being utilized, honestly. Oh, she even does it too. She's a special case, of course, because she's an icon. So
perhaps you have not heard, but the Iron Blood now have their own dominant. We would be fools to underestimate them.
Bugger their knights.
they really updated this whole scene. If you remember from the first trailer, honestly, Hugo just looked like a regular 14 NPC just in the background. Didn't even we didn't even know, right? And then also this old dude, like everybody really looked rough in terms of like just being like they look like a normal 14 NPC.
What did you say?
But now they look great.
Should this citadel be allowed to fall? The capital will lie exposed. And I doubt the Crusaders will wait for the good king's pawns to line up before taking to the board. Which just leaves me.
She looks amazing. Like this is probably the biggest upgrade here, which is just look at that. That's awesome. This is one of the best Shiva iterations there is. I have to say, really is. It's of course, if you play 14, it's pretty much it's very similar to the Eden Raid version of Shiva, which was Rin taking over or being used as a vessel for Shiva. And then, you know, she kind of looks like this, to be honest, except she has like a taller crown, and it's more blue around in terms of the outfit itself. Look at this scale. You know, that's the one thing where I'm just like, oh my god. I thought, like, at first when they showed the first initial trailer, I thought she was kind of the same size as Titan. And now this just completely changes that. Titan looks insanely big, bro. And I'm not even, like, I'm thinking, like, this is even the bigger version of Titan, because if you've seen the one from the gameplay, you know, I don't think it's as big as this. But at the same time, I think the scale is different, because all the work material, like the wagons and like all this stuff in the mine that they were that Ifrit and Titan were fighting in were a lot smaller than both of their sizes. So Titan is freaking huge. Like, we're talking, if Ifrit is already like the size of let's just say if Ifrit's already the size of like the Empire State Building, Titan is like the size of hell, like he's even taller than that, like even bigger. So just one footstep could probably crush a block. That's how crazy big he is. Like, Shiva right now is big enough. That's crazy. Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, it's really insane. Seeing all that. Let's just close that. We've seen everything. Let's see who should we watch to get their general impression. Let's see here. Let's do it. Updated. Yeah. Wow, that's such a clickbait title. All right, Overwatch 2. I don't know why that's here. Final Fantasy 16. Let's see here. Probably better when I went to the other part. Okay, so this hands-on. I already watched Max's. I mean, we can watch it again. But Easy Eyes is too long there. I guess let's watch Max's.
In Final Fantasy XVI, and what this means for the genre moving forward. So the big first impression we got from actually the first trailer, the first time we saw Final Fantasy XVI, is that this really looks like a character action game. Everything about it is kind of going in a different direction. Square Enix has kind of been doing this since like Kingdom Hearts technically, and it kind of came to a head with Final Fantasy VII, remake, taking a lot of elements from action games, but also incorporating a lot of RPG stuff from the original game. Final Fantasy XVI seems to be heading even more in the action game sort of focused direction. I also want to clear up what was playable, because there's been a lot of different builds of Final Fantasy XVI, and we got pretty much access to all of it within this play session. It probably ended up being between like 5, maybe even 6 hours of total playtime, which is a lot. Between all of it, there were newer builds and updated builds, and also some of the older stuff that you might have seen showing up at previous events, between like the action build, storming the castle, stuff like that. And the first part of the game is heavily focused on Clive being younger, right? So he's like around a teenager. And most of these areas are acting as introductory, getting you used to what this game is setting up for. And it's a very good primer for going into Final Fantasy XVI, because it is literally the start of the game. Outside of that, we get to play a little bit more of him in his 20s, which is sort of opening up to what the game actually is outside of the tutorial. And then there were other bigger demos. Like I said, that castle demo was in here, which really focuses on combat, and another demo that focuses on big icon versus icon battles.
So they pretty much got to play like every other demo that was there, that was previously accessible or from the last media tour. And yeah, apparently we are supposed to be getting a demo real soon, and what I'm thinking honestly when we're gonna get it is going to be June 11th, the pre-release event that they're doing. Yeah. There's gonna be a pre-release event that Square Enix is doing for 16, so I'm thinking that the demo's gonna drop there. But who knows? The demo might just drop this Wednesday. PlayStation Showcase. Who knows? We don't know. We're just everybody's just kind of speculating, because now if they were to drop the demo there, it would make sense of why they delayed, or not really delayed, but why they had the embargo for all these previews to come up when all of this was done like 3 weeks ago. Like, it would make sense because PlayStation's also this week. Kind of puts it into work there, huh?
Also very cool, but ultimately there's...
If we get the demo after the showcase, I'll be happy. And I know everybody else is going to be happy. I hope it's more towards the end. I'll download it, but I want to see the whole showcase.
There's some differences between them. The older action demo and the icon battle stuff. There was also a latest, like, updated build. It seemed to be like a little bit later in the game. Granted, I think most of the stuff we played was in the first quarter of Final Fantasy XVI.
I'm just gonna skip ahead.
Jump button and some interesting additions to that too. But if you press square and X, which is your attack button and your jump button, you'll do special moves. And those sort of boil down to Stinger. Of course, you get a Stinger. And of course, in the air, you get a Helmbreaker. And yeah, that makes a lot of sense considering the pedigree of action games and where this stuff sort of comes from. It definitely has that kind of feel. And yeah, after you do them, you can also tack on magic moves and do cool stuff. I think those were the only few technical special moves. It was like regular attacks, like Stinger, and then Helmbreaker, which is the jumping, you know, down.
I love that sort of attack so much.
Every single special move that was available in the game. Right, so
Makes
there
sense.
might be other ones that are around because.
And I like there that now that we go back, you see this puddle of water and everything, right? It's perfect because you see a lot of games kind of ignore this, and where like if there's a wet surface, and then let's say for example you have an enemy like this who just smashes a hammer down on it, there's no splash or anything, and right here.
Right.
There's a splash of water because there's a puddle there.
So there might be other ones that are around because
this game is so polished that I am just amazed on the fact that it's coming out within 5 years. Like, so the problem is like with every other title Square Enix has put out, it's always been like 5 years plus before it even is arrived. And, you know, the same thing happened with Versus, but of course they changed it to 15. And Kingdom Hearts 3 especially happened. Final Fantasy games in general kind of did that as well. But this is like the first time we got a Final Fantasy game that is actually releasing within the 2-year mark or like the 3-year instead of 5. And this is just amazing, to be honest. This is something that Square I am not used to, and it's just because they have a team, which is the Creative Business Unit 3. They just have a team that know how to organize themselves, make a game. You know, we're talking about the 14 team here, right? So of course, like in the beginning of 14. It was a struggle, right? And then when Yoshi P came in to organize everything, to get everybody back on track, they had a system. And with that system, they managed to not only revive the game, but throughout the years with the expansions and all that stuff, especially now, he recently said that it's been a lot easier to start working on like 14. Like a lot of workload is off of their shoulders because pretty much they're in a state where everything's kind of steady and smooth. They have it to where you know, pretty much we can just release content easily now, and especially with the pandemic over, right? The pandemic kind of made a lot of things harder, which I honestly would think that if 16 were to come out now, or if 16 like if there wasn't a pandemic, that's what I meant. If there wasn't a pandemic, I think 16 would have released last year, and God of War Ragnarok would have released on the year that they said it was gonna, which was like 2021, right? So it would have released that time as well. Pretty much 2023 is the year of games we should have gotten like already, pretty much. With Hogwarts, with Hi-Fi Rush, Resident Evil 4 remake. You know, these are all games I feel like we should have been had. But now we're able to fully get everything because, you know, the world's back on track from the pandemic. And it's really nice to see that they're able to have the game already on gold, like it's gone gold about 2 to 3 months prior to its release, and now it's just a bunch of cleanup. You know, they even said in an article where they want to do the best they can to not have a day one patch. They want everybody to get on the game and have the best experience possible. Of course, it's not a guarantee if the day one patch will happen or not, but I love that mindset. That's a mindset that every developer should have. We need to make a game. We should strive to make this the most complete game as possible, so that way we don't have to rush out a day one patch. We've already had 2 games like this, and they came out within the same week, or within the same, basically week, right? It was Redfall and Jedi Fallen Order. Those games turned out in the worst state possible because they just weren't ready. Now we have 16, which is out here looking as polished as ever, and it's about to be, in my opinion, like a banger. It's about to be the biggest banger this year. I understand Tears of the Kingdom came out, but I'm gonna be real, I'm not hyped about Tears of the Kingdom. I never was. It's just a personal thing. Like, Zelda is not really a thing I go like, oh my god, right? It's more of this stuff, like Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, pretty much like any action game from that point that I kind of fall in love with, and I care about so much. So yeah, it's like this is definitely gonna be a contender, and I'm gonna be shocked if it's not a contender. Yeah, other than that, let's get back to the video. Kind of went off there.
Homing in dash, which covers a big amount of distance and is kind of available to you at all
Look
times.
at that. That is beautiful.
Man grab that gives you a lot of like aerial mobility. And then on Titan, it was a big shield that would just block most attacks, it felt like, and it might have more gimmicks. So that's like always available. You can.
Yeah, Titan's more defensive. Titan's a lot more defensive in terms of the playstyle, and heavy for heavy damage, because the Titan has like this kind of. I've seen, I think, Odin or Bahamut with the same thing, where it's like they have the ring meter, right? And you have to hit it or let it go or hit it on the right spot, so that way it does the skill does a lot more damage than it would without proccing it correctly. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. Titan is of course going to be heavy duty. I would think Bahamut is going to be more ranged for since it's more. It seems like it's a lot more ranged. You got flamethrowers. You got like these 2 like fireball things like floating around you, and they also go and attack. Like it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, there's also Ramu, who's gonna be ranged. I would think Shiva has some bit of range as well, mix of like mid range, I would think. And then Odin's gonna be full on close up. Phoenix is close up. Garuda is close up, and Titan is close up. So yeah.
You can always do those things on the circle button. However, there is modifier attacks where if you press like R2 button, I think it was square and triangle or square and X, these now turn into like specials, and they're big special moves that differ per summon stance you use, and there's a lot of ones you can unlock, and they change parameters. You can level them up.
That's really interesting. I didn't know that. So there are modifiers in this game, and it seems like you have to press square and X for them to activate, so it's a button combination. And so that would be literally these 2, where it says Rising Flame and Jump. And then there you're able to do like a special from whichever icon you have equipped at the moment, which is cool. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna watch the rest of this because it is a little bit long. Pretty much, yeah. That's it. that's all I wanted to cover, honestly. And man, this game is gonna be something else. I am full on excited for it. I'm going to be covering this game when it's out. I'm gonna also be live streaming the pre-release event that Square Enix is gonna have on June 11th, and we're gonna see what happens on the PlayStation showcase in the next at this point would be the next 2 days. It's in 2 days, or pretty much like in another day, to be honest. And yeah, we're gonna see what happens there. You know, if the demo does come out that day, you know I'm gonna be watching. Not watching, but you know I'm gonna be playing. I'm gonna stream it here, and we're gonna have a grand old time. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this. You know, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'm hoping to do more of these. I'm going to be having a video introducing actually the newer content I'm going to be doing on the channel, which is going to be stuff like this, and you know, related to streaming and, you know, where I've been for the last like 10 months. But yeah, and I'm also going to be covering, of course, Final Fantasy XVI when that comes out, and going to be doing some other content. Kingdom Hearts will still be there, of course. And yeah, that's that. Also, I would like to thank everybody. We've reached 405 subscribers. I am so happy about that. Thank you so much for everybody who's been you know, just sticking around and have been enjoying the content I've been bringing out. It's really been something, and you know, I'm so glad to make content that people enjoy. Yep. So another thing I want to make sure. I know I'm just like, all right, well, bye. Then I come back with something. Make sure to hit subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video, and hit that bell notification. The likes really help with YouTube's algorithm. Go ahead and share, and yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good one, guys.